He looked up at the Council of Dreamers, his face stern. "I trust them," he said. A frown creased the forehead of the eldest. "You are too young to know the ways of the world. Humans cannot be saved. Look what they do to the world. Look at all the hate, the bloodshed. Humans have lost their dreams. I believe they can find them again. You know nothing. You are too young." Maybe the world needed young dreamers and new dreams of hope, he thought, but he was too respectful of his elders to speak up. The old dream paths that council members had trodden were frozen tears of dreams and nightmares, and they would not lead to a bright future. Maybe he would have to shape a new path. The elders scrutinized this young dreamer who dared speak against them. Time for him to be taught his place. "You will go down to the waking world and bring the last good humans to Dreamland, as has forever been their reward. We are then closing the gates to Dreamland. And the other humans? They will sink into the darkness of a world without dreams. Humanity is lost. They have chosen their fate through their actions." He was not ready to accept this. But they can be saved. They can change. The waking world can be a dream, as it was in the beginning of time. He looked into their unforgiving faces, and his resolve hardened. "I will go to the waking world," he announced. "I will prove that humans can change, and they will turn the world into a garden of such beauty and love that, given the choice between eternity and life, they will choose life." "But what kind of life would that be?" sneered the elders. "A waking life, a true life, a life lived in full," he answered, "not imprisoned in the hourglass of eternity." He bowed, and without looking back, he left the council. Excitement flooded his body. He had never left Dreamland, had never walked the waking world, only observed, learned. But there was only so much he understood from being told. Now he would witness it all with his own eyes, experience it with his own body. The splendor and ugliness, birth and death, joys and sadness of human life. He had expected to find all that, presented to him to examine peacefully. What he hadn't expected was the chaos, the disorder. He stared at the richness of life, the good that shone like the brightest stars, the bad that was darker than the deepest abyss, and it overwhelmed him. He saw people praying in the midst of slaughter. He saw families torn apart. He saw children dancing in a field of flowers. He saw bombs falling, humans screaming, humans singing. He reeled. Had the elders been right? Was this humanity? War, killing, screams? There was also singing, but the screams drowned it all. Tears ran down his cheeks. Was there no hope? He sank to his knees. He had to find his strength, for he couldn't leave them alone in this. He would show the way to Dreamland to a select few, as his elders had asked, and he would stand by the ones the elders had given up. He closed his eyes and had his ears ringing with the sound of destruction and creation. Creation. It was there. Humans could be more. Music sounded softly in his ears. Words appeared in thin air, forming sentences, giving voice to the music. Colors and shapes formed new worlds that eclipsed sadness, anger, and hate. Humans could be more. They could rise above their instincts that limited life to survival. They could choose life. But who would find the strength? A small hand touched his hair. He opened his eyes. The chaos around him had vanished, and there was only empty space. Maybe a desert, maybe a canyon. No humans. Except for her. A little girl stood in front of him, and smiled tentatively. "Don't cry," she whispered. Then she hugged him. He held her close. "Let me take you to dreamland, to eternal peace. Let me save you from this waking nightmare." "We don't need saving." A woman joined them, her hair dancing in the mild breeze, her words cut like clear crystal, but her voice and smile were warm like the midday sun. "We will save ourselves. We will dream, and that will make all the difference." A man spoke, and the girl jumped to him and hugged him too. The man reached out to the young dreamer. "We can't run from the realities of this world, but we can dream of change. We are the pilgrims of dreams in the waking world." "Yes!" The dreamer jumped to his feet. "You can do it! You can bring dreams into the waking world. I believe in you." Then his shoulders slumped. "It will be too hard. The reality of this world will break us." Another woman nodded. "Yes, it will. And yet we will live and keep dreaming. You break a seed open and a flower will grow. You break down a wall and the light comes in. Let us be broken. We will be reborn into beauty and peace and love." Then their visions of a bright and peaceful future soared to the sky and turned the grey world into a rainbow of colors. They dreamed of friends, playgrounds, family, trees, community, houses, love, and above all, they dreamed of peace. Walls crumbled and light flooded the waking world. The gates of dreamland were gone. Dreams roamed freely and filled the hearts of humans and dreamers with hope. But the dreams were so different. He loved his little house and small garden, but another man wanted more land for himself, even entire countries. One woman thought people with her skin color were worth more than others. Another thought people with her religion were the only true enlightened. Which was the right dream? Which dream should be kept alive? "The dreams of love," a little boy shouted over the noise. The dreamer took up his call. "All dreams can be true if we choose to love each other, if we choose not death but life. Can we live this dream together? Can we choose life?" "We're choosing life!" Screams tore at their lungs. "We're choosing life!" The old ways were dead. "We're choosing life!" They had been brave enough to dream, and their dreams had created a new world of peace, a world of love and beauty. The young dreamer smiled. "I knew they could do it. They are my dears, after all. And when we are united, we can turn dreams into reality."